Imagine the weight of cold steel chains biting into your wrists, the jeers of a crowd echoing like thunder in your ears, and the sting of betrayal from the very brothers in arms you trusted with your life. That's the nightmare Lieutenant Elena Vasquez faced on that fateful day, paraded like a criminal through the heart of the naval base, her sniper rifle confiscated, her uniform stripped of its honors. But in the midst of her deepest despair, a single voice rose above the chaos, a voice that would shatter the silence and rewrite her destiny. Elena's journey began in the dusty backstreets of San Diego, where she grew up watching her father, a decorated Marine, battle his demons from wars long past. She vowed to honor him by enlisting, pushing her body and mind to limits most couldn't fathom, becoming the first woman to qualify as a Navy SEAL sniper. Her shots were legendary, precise, unflinching, saving countless lives in the shadows of distant battlefields. Yet, whispers of doubt followed her like smoke. Was she really one of them or just a token? But what if those whispers turned into accusations that could destroy everything she'd sacrificed? On a moonless night in the Afghan mountains, Elena's team was ambushed. Bullets ripped through the air, the acrid smell of gunpowder mixing with the metallic tang of blood. She perched on a rocky outcrop, her heart pounding as she lined up her scope, taking down enemy after enemy to cover her squad's retreat. But in the chaos, a split-second decision, to fire on a shadow that turned out to be a civilian, haunted her. Back home, the brass twisted it into negligence, a scapegoat for a mission gone wrong. Chained and marched before a tribunal, she felt the ground crumble beneath her, her dreams dissolving in the harsh fluorescent lights. How could years of loyalty evaporate in an instant, leaving her exposed and alone? The parade was a spectacle of cruelty, designed to break her spirit. Guards gripped her arms, dragging her past rows of stone-faced sailors, their eyes averted in shame or judgment. Elena's boots scraped against the concrete, each step a reminder of the friends she'd lost, the nights she'd spent in foxholes forging unbreakable bonds. Tears blurred her vision, but she held her head high, remembering her father's words, "Strength isn't in the muscle, it's in the soul." The crowd murmured, some cheering the justice, others whispering prayers for the woman who'd bled for her country. But just as the commanding officer raised his gavel to seal her fate, a door burst open. What force could possibly turn this tide? In strode General Harlan Thorpe, a four-star legend with silver hair and eyes like forged steel, his metals clinking softly with each purposeful step. The room froze, breaths held in collective suspense as he locked eyes with Elena. He'd mentored her once, seen her raw talent in training exercises where she'd outshot veterans twice her age. "This ends now," he boomed, his voice echoing off the walls like a cannon shot. The officers stammered, papers fluttering in their trembling hands, but Thorpe unveiled classified intel, proof that the civilian casualty was a setup, enemy intel falsified to discredit her unit. Sacrifice rippled through his words. He'd risked his own career to dig for the truth, driven by a paternal bond that transcended ranks. Could one man's stand against the machine redeem a shattered hero? As the chains clattered to the floor, Elena's knees buckled, not from weakness, but from the overwhelming rush of vindication. Thorpe enveloped her in a bear hug, his rough cheek against hers, whispering, "You're not alone, kid. Never were." The base erupted in a mix of applause and stunned silence, the air thick with the scent of redemption. Elena's heart swelled with gratitude, the deep human connection forging anew in that moment of triumph. But victory came bittersweet, scars lingered, trust fractured, yet she emerged stronger, her story a beacon for others facing the storm. And as she walked free into the sunset, rifle returned to her shoulder, one question lingered in the minds of all who witnessed. What if standing up, no matter the cost, is the true mark of a warrior?